You ready?
Hey, listen!
Get some.
Yeah.
Hey, listen!
Ye be some scurvy dogs, ye be. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Lawrence's Let's Plays. Today I'm bringing to you my first hero showcase for Watcher of Realms on Captain Reve, the most recent limited summon hero we had the chance to summon for last week that I was fortunate enough to get. And we're going to talk about him. We're going to go over his skills, suggestions for gearing, suggestions for artifacts. I'm also going to show you some places that he can be used. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him, just how good he really is. So we're going to talk about it. To my return viewers, thanks so much for your continued support. If you are new to the channel, I thank you as well for the support as well. Thanks for stopping by. Nothing really left to say. I'm Lawrence, and let's play. So starting off, Captain Reve is a defender. And as you look in his hero details, at level 60, like max level 60, he has quite high HP. Like, it's quite high. 28,761 base. Attack 4426 for a defender. That's quite high as well. Defense 3982 is very good. His cost is 19. His block, he's going to block up to 3 enemies. Revival time is standard at 60. But here's where he kind of really takes a hit for trying to convince people that he's good. His attack speed, his attack interval is really slow. It's like molasses slow. 3.5, so I would definitely suggest gearing him with some gear that provides some speed, like a main stat and even substat if you can get it. You want to make him as fast as possible. So going in here, let me show you my Captain Reve.
They will join my crew of doomed souls.
First, we're going to go over his promotions. So at level 1, Pact with the Damned is his passive. Inflicts slow on 5 enemies in range with max skill ups, as we'll see when I go over the skills. That can go up to 10 enemies. At number 2, Abyssal Frenzy. When attacking enemy targets under control, restores 3% of max HP, which really lends well with him because he's a defender, because it gives him a lot more survivability. The fact that he's constantly restoring his own health when he's attacking enemies under control, whether it doesn't say he has to control them, but he has a great kit in the fact that he is a defender that provides 2 different levels of crowd control with a continuous with a continuous slowing effect due to his brine shield that I'll show you as like an aura that constantly circles around him, and also on his alt that provides stun against the enemies as well. On 4, you're just getting some stat boost to your HP, attack, defense, magic, resist. 5, for every 4 enemies killed on the battlefield. Actually, I skipped one. I apologize. Right here on 2, for every 5 enemies killed on the battlefield, increases the hero's attack speed by 10 till the end of the battle up to 100. So that's great. It's a lot of enemies you'd have to kill to really get the full benefit of that, but boosting his speed, even if he killed 30 enemies, is great. But if you end up managing to kill 50 enemies, and it doesn't say for every enemy he kills, so I think it's just every enemy killed on the battlefield. Correct me if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. But for every enemy killed, so 50 enemies takes him up to 100. And then when you get to his promotion 5, my god, I'm stumbling over my own words. For every 4 enemies killed, so it reduces it from 5 to 4 enemies on the battlefield, increases the hero's attack speed by 10 till the end of the battle up to 100. So then instead of 50 enemies, he has to kill 40 enemies. It reduces it by 10. And then 6 is another HP, attack, defense, magic, resist boost. We're going to go over his gear. Gear suggestions. I'll show you my gear a little bit. It's not great. I do have the Whirlwind set. Always remember to always choose stats over sets. I was fortunate enough that I got some decent piece here. Attack bonus 22.5%. When it's in purple like that, I believe that's the second highest stat that gear could possibly go to. I have got a couple pieces before in yellow, which I think is the best. Defense bonus 20.5, HP 1345, HP bonus 22.5. A lot of purple rolls there, so pretty good. And then this piece sucks. I'm not gonna lie, this is a horrible piece. I need to replace this, but I am getting the attack speed bonus, which again I think is crucial for him to be as good a hero as he can be. He needs as much speed as possible. So you see I am getting the attack speed plus 75. This is just a completely broken set. Rage regen is good for him, 13%. You want him to proc his ult as often as possible. Attack speed 68 is great. HP and defense, a little bit extra defense isn't bad. Again, 3 rolls into purple there, 2 rolls into purple here. This is attack bonus main stat 60%, a little bit of a defense bonus 15%. That attack speed is so critical. Getting 69, that purple roll was great. Rage regen 7.5 HP, 2180. Again, he's always going to benefit from more HP. Attack bonus again 60% on the main piece, this fatality ring. Defense 194, 2 rolls into purple. Defense bonus 20%, HP 1820, and another 10.5% HP bonus. So my suggestions gear-wise, I'll go here to the gear sets. And this will come as a suggestion for any DPS unit. And I know you're thinking to yourself, Rich, what are you talking about? Lawrence, DPS unit, he's a defender. Well, just hang on a second. We're going to talk about that. Mortal Warrior, 3-piece, HP 25, defense plus 10, or the Warlord set, attack plus 25, attack speed plus 30. Again, you want to give him as much attack speed as possible. And then you're probably wondering, well, why am I talking about giving him attack? Because here is my suggestion. To really utilize this guy, I would suggest that you make him a defender attack DPS hybrid. And I'll tell you why. Because he's typically going to need a healer on him anyway. Your Vortexes, your Elowins, your Midans to help keep him alive. But why not deal some damage while you're at it? Because this guy can actually hit pretty damn hard. I can't really show you, or I'll show you mine. He's not doing as much damage as he can. As you see, ideally, you want to roll into some attack rate, some attack speed is crucial for him, HP for more survivability, but crit rate and crit damage is kind of important too if you're wanting to make him a hybrid. And as you see, I have none. I had no rolls into crit rate or crit damage, which is very sad and crazy that I have no gear that has that. But let's go over his skills. So this is his first one where every 4 enemies killed on the battlefield increases the hero's attack speed. We already know that. That's his talent, rather. Boiling Brine. So this is his ult. During the ultimate, each attack deals 200% AoE damage to multiple enemies around and inflicts stun on them for 20 seconds. With max skill ups, you see I only got 1 roll. I'm only level 1. I don't have any rolls into this. Skill cost will be minus 200, attack damage plus 20, so it'll go to 220 AoE. Effect duration plus 5 seconds, stun duration plus 0.5. So what's really cool is with the slowing effect with that brine shield that goes around him and his ult, he is a great unit for holding down lanes, especially if enemies are trying to overwhelm you and get to your crystal, like in the story campaign or in like a stage like I'll show you in GR1, just how amazing he is in Gear Raid 1 for being able to protect that wall. He's a great unit for that. And plus, like I said, if you build him with some crit rate, crit damage, a little bit of attack, he's gonna serve you well as an attack DPS unit as well. You see that here is the obtain hero Razik to unlock the following bonus effect. Gold obtained through battle is increased by 6%. I didn't get Razik. Sad. I'm a sad panda. But, you know, it just didn't happen. Deals 120% damage to 1 enemy. That's a max skill up there. Inflicts slow on 6 enemies. Like I said, you'll see that will go up to 10 enemies. Abyssal Envoy. When attacking enemy targets, I'm actually restoring 4% of max HP, but it goes up to 7%. Gold obtained through battles increased by 6. So even without Razak, I'm getting a 6% gold bonus, which is fantastic. Absolutely love that. Let's go over his awakenings. So Awaken 1 is really big for him. For every 1 attack landed, the next attack deals 150% AoE damage to enemies in range, inflicting stun. Again, kind of fueling my argument as to why you'd want to actually build him as a hybrid defender that can survive, but also someone that can output some decent damage. HP plus 1200 at Awaken 2 is always good. Increases the slowing effect area of packed with the drowned when boiling brine is in effect. That's really cool because then the slowing effect that he's constantly emitting from that shield whenever his ult is procced, I believe it raises it from 50 to 75%. Please don't crucify me in the comments if that's wrong. Cost minus 3. I don't think that's really necessary for him, to be honest. He's only a 19 cost, but minus 3 Getting a hero out sooner is always better, so it goes from 19 to 16. And then finally, during the boiling brine, when surrounding enemies are killed, increases the duration by 1 second up to 10 seconds. I don't feel like this one is really that important for him, because when you have powerful enemies, or rather powerful heroes in your team comp, like a Vierna, like I have, and a Silas, they're going to be killing enemies all the time anyway, so that's really irrelevant, really. But this one, number 1, and number 3 is definitely what I'd be shooting for. As far as an artifact, I have him with Olag's Wall. Increases block by 1, increases physical damage reduction, and magic damage reduction by 4% for every block increase, stacking up to 4 times. Again, providing him more survivability. So he's a much better hero than I think people are giving him credit for. I think people are really sleeping on him. And I want to go in and show you a couple places where he is fantastic. And I've already got this set up because I recently beat this. Stage 14, this is the AMR artifact material raid against the Salazar boss. And we're just going to go auto fight here. I'm just going to kind of explain to you my thought process here and how I did this, and show you why he's so good. So first we're going to bring in Torador. I put him down as my blocker in the front there. Bring in Salazar to do damage. Now we're going to put down Captain Reve, because you're going to see he's constantly slowing these enemies. And the key here is just to delay. I'm just simply trying to delay these enemies from getting in here. Anyone that's fought the stage knows enough that once those enemies get close enough to Salazar, he heals. But I'm not letting them heal. It's that simple. I'm keeping them at bay, with the slow, and I didn't even have to use his ult. You didn't even get to see his ability to stun enemies, because it wasn't even necessary. Like, all I'm trying to do in that stage is simply delay the enemy's ability to get to Salazar and allow my Salazar to build up his ult, so he procs his ult and he just absolutely murders. So that's one place that he's really useful, and there's a lot of different places. Again, anywhere that it's important that you hold down a lane, and that includes story campaign progression, where you need to hold down a lane, it's imperative that you put someone there that's really good to block. He's blocking up to 3 units, which is great. He's going to really benefit you greatly. Gear Raid 1, you'll see I'm on 18, and it takes a while to get to this point to be strong enough. And even when, if I were to show you the fight or the battle difference, I'm like 50,000 BP lower than I should be to even face this, or to take on this battle. But you see, I'm going to place my Captain Reve right here. And anyone that's done this stage knows that the key is to prevent the enemies from getting through that wall. And I assure you, they're not getting through that wall. There's his ult. What's great about that stun, too, on his ult is he is enabling, or rather disabling, the enemy's ability to attack. He's completely interrupting their ability to attack. And you'll see if you look down at the wall, it's barely taking any damage. I've got Vierna on the outside, and Comet, great DPS units, providing the magic that's required really on this stage, because these enemies are very resilient to physical damage. Remember that. Pro tip, make sure to come in here with mages and a good defender, like someone like Captain Reve. Hopefully you guys were fortunate enough to get him, and you'll see that that wall is barely taking any damage. The really crazy thing to me is this is stage 18. This is the stage where you first start gaining the ability to receive the top level mythic gear, the ancient mythic gear, which, by the way, please let me know in the comments if anyone's got the shit, because this is probably like my 120th battle. I've not gotten a single piece. But my point is to showcase my man Captain Reve here. See the wall, barely took any damage. He survived the whole time. And keep in mind, he doesn't have anyone helping him. I have no one else helping him. I could have put a Raft down or Torador. I had nobody helping that guy whatsoever. And he was just holding that lane down all by himself. Of course, with the support of, you know, the units on the outside. But that just gives you an idea of where I feel like you can use him, where he's really going to benefit you. Like I said, keep in mind, anywhere that you need to hold down a lane, regardless of the content, he is going to be a great addition to your team. But again, I would strongly suggest that you do build him with a little bit of attack rate, little bit of crit rate, a little bit more crit damage. So you'll see he will actually produce quite a bit of damage for you guys as well. And that's pretty much it. That's my showcase on my man Captain Reve. Hope you guys were fortunate enough to get him as well. I actually was so fortunate. RNGesus really shined on me, and I summoned him out of 110 summons, and we all know that the pity was ridiculous, 250 just to get him. So I hope you guys got him as well. Hope you enjoyed this showcase. And please, if you did enjoy this content, make sure that you do give the big old thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you enjoyed this type of content and you're looking forward to more content coming your way, as I will be presenting a lot more content for Watcher of Realms. So make sure you keep it locked right here for that content. My name is Lawrence. This has been Lawrence's Let's Plays, and I am out of here. Take care, everybody. See you real soon.